Yo everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial on this look, and this look is inspired by Eid. It is a day of celebration for us to celebrate the end of Ramadan, the month of fasting. Eid should hopefully be tomorrow or Tuesday. I'm really hoping it's tomorrow for selfish reasons. I have been asked to do a kind of Eid makeup inspired look, and I decided to come up with this one because when it comes to Eid, there's no specific look you have to go for. It's more just something bright and vibrant, so when you go out in the evening with your family and your friends and you eat and you celebrate and you talk and just have like a great time, you normally tend to dress up a little bit more than you normally would for any other thing. So I decided to just do this greeny gold inspired makeup look, mostly because I suppose I have a Pakistani background, so I wanted to incorporate the greens of the Pakistani flag. Not that there's any gold, it's just green and white, but I thought a green and with greeny gold on the lid, and then I've also placed some glitter on the bottom lash line. So this is my take on this look. I've also done like a double wing as well. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you are Muslim, Eid Mubarak for tomorrow or Tuesday. I hope the month of Ramadan has been good for you and you are healthy and you are happy. And if you are not Muslim, hey, Eid Mubarak to you anyway. You can just bust this look for any time when you want to go out or something. It's just a nice kind of bright greeny golden look. And so I will see you all in the video. Bye. I've already done my foundation and my concealer. All the ingredients will be listed below. Now I'm taking my MAC Butterscotch, which, as I always do, apply all over my lid to get rid of any stickiness left over from the primer and just to neutralize my eye color slightly. It's not really to do anything other than that and to make the area nice and smooth so that the eyeshadow application is like really nice. Now I'm using the Amrezy palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Caramel, and I'm using the MAC 224 to blend it all through the crease, and I will go up as high as possible so as not to interfere kind of with the highlight area, because I will be placing another shade in there shortly, but this is like a nice orangey brown transitional shade. Now using the shade Humid by MAC, and I'm using a Royal & Langnickel smudger brush. I'm basically going through the lower crease and on the inner part of the eye and the outer part of the eye, darkening it up, because there's going to be a shade placed in the middle. So as much as you can avoid the middle of your eyeball, the better, but it doesn't really matter that much, so don't worry about being precise because you will be covering it up. But it's almost as if you're giving your eye a different kind of dimension by shading the inner area and the outer area. There's a lot of toing and froing involved with this. Quite a lot of editing went into me removing loads, because otherwise we would have been sitting here forever. So as you can see, you get the kind of gist of what I'm doing. A lot of backwards and forwards. Once I've got the amount of, or the kind of depth of shade that I want, then it's all about blending it into the caramel but not above the caramel, and making sure the caramel as well as the humid shades blend together. So there's a lot of toing and froing with the 224 brush and then the smudger brush. I took Sumptuous Olive by MAC and another 224 brush, and I ran it between the Humid and the caramel shade because I wanted a kind of a greeny gold effect to be going on in between it, and then basically just blended it backwards and forwards. Then I took the shade Lucky Green by MAC and a fluffy brush by Sigma. I will list which one below. And then I'm placing it on the center of the eyeball. Just make sure that it's like bang on right in the center as much as possible, and you don't want to really take it into the Humid shade other than kind of blending between the two to make sure there's no harsh edges. So as you can see, what I'm currently doing is just basically just blending it between the Humid and the Lucky Green, and then using the same smudger brush and going back in with a bit of Humid just to blend nicely between the edges. Now I'm taking Old Gold Pigment by MAC, and I am placing it on top of the Lucky Green because I really want the center of the eyelid to pop really nicely. Then I used, I think it's Ricepaper, I think that bit got cut off, and then I used that as a highlight. As always, doing my black winged out liner with L'Oreal Superliner Perfect Slim in Intense Black. And I just do my normal winged out liner, and then I also did a tiny little flick underneath as well. It's not too complicated, you just got to have a little bit of a steady hand, and I did make a mistake that I cut it off, but I just cleaned it off with a little bit of makeup remover and a cotton bud. It's very easy to fix. It's not too complicated, so don't be scared. Even if you kind of are like worried about doing 2 lines, you can always leave it as 1 line. It's not mandatory in this look. It's up to you how you want to do it. Now I took the LA Splash, what is it, glitter sealer, and I put it on my hand. Then I kind of realised that I'd forgotten to do something, so I took my Pearlglide liner by MAC in the shade Undercurrent, and I just literally lined underneath my waterline. Then I used a tiny MAC 212 brush, which is a liner brush, and I took that sealer and placed it carefully on the bottom lash line. And then I used some 3D glitter by MAC, and I am steadily placing it really slowly and really carefully onto my lash line. You will get bits stuck to your eyelashes, but then that's why it's good doing your mascara afterwards, because it literally just got rid of all the extra bits of glitter. You've got to be really careful not to get it into your eye. I actually don't think you're meant to use it on your eye, but that's personal preference. Then I lined my waterline with Perversion by Urban Decay. For my tear duct highlight, I used Amrezy's shade in Legend and a MAC pencil brush. Then I used Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in Chocolate, as I always do, and then set my brows with the clear brow gel. Nothing new there, so I've kind of just like skipped through it. Now contouring my face with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and I'm using a Sigma F40 large angled contour brush, and I just contour my cheekbones as always, and then I run it up the side of my head slightly to the side of my forehead. I do a little bit under my chin, along the side of my nose, just to tie it all together. Then I'm using Nars Deep Throat and a blush brush by MAC, and just applying that all over my cheeks. I always make the funny face as well, just so that I can make sure I place it properly. Then I'm going to use a MAC MSF in Shimpagne to highlight my cheekbones and to give me that really nice glowy kind of look that we all love. And last but not least, my favourite bit, which is the lips. I have lined them with MAC's Half Red, which is like a burgundy shade, and then I'm going to use the lipstick Craving, which is a really nice pinky purple shade, really flattering on Asian skin tones.